Hello everyone, this is Luke Calhoun and my talent is chess. So this is what a normal chessboard looks like, and I'm going to play a game and I have to make all my moves in 5 minutes, and to make matters harder I'm also going to play blindfolded. So I will just have to remember where all the pieces are. I can see from the yellow lines kind of where the last move was, and so I will just have to remember where my opponent is playing. So we both moved our queen pawn up one, and I just developed my bishop. And I'm just going to have to remember, now the bishop is on this square. So my opponent moved out a knight. I'm going to move out my knight. And let's see what they do next. Okay. They moved out their knight. Now I have made a pawn chain going over here. This opening is called the London system. Actually, when I coached the Basis 5-Step chess team, this was one of the main weapons I taught them to use kind of at the in the AI competitions. So if they're watching, they're probably maybe even able to follow some of this. So I'm going to play c3 here. And now I've created a pyramid with my pawns. So here are where my pawns are. And my opponent in the meantime has a pawn here, and they've left most of their pawns back and instead have been developing their pieces. So for example, they moved a bishop out here, they moved a knight out here, and they moved a knight out here. In the meantime, I moved a bishop out here, I moved a knight out here, which they are pinning with their bishop, and now they're moving their knight forward. Okay, so I'm going to play my queen here. And the goal is, when they moved out their bishop, this bishop was guarding this pawn, and so now I can target it. And it's not so easy to defend because they don't want to move their bishop back, because that kind of goes against everything they've been doing. And it's kind of humiliating to move out a piece and then have to move it back. In terms of time, I'm feeling pretty good about my time because I've only spent 4.5 minutes, and my opponent has spent much more. So they decided to just give up the pawn, and I'm going to take it. So now I'm threatening this knight because it was guarded by the pawn, and I have a queen here. Their king is still here, and so I'm hoping that this bishop, which is here, can navigate in to get the enemy king. Now, they could move the queen up to guard the knight, but then the rook, which is right here, would no longer have the protection of the queen, and it would fall. And I'm going to show this to you all once the game is over, so that you can see these pieces in real life. So my opponent is taking a really long think. He's probably thinking, okay, I can move this knight here, but then there's this check, and how brutal is that? And the answer is, it's a pretty rough check. So I don't know exactly what he should do in this position, whether he should give it up. Okay, he's decided to retreat the knight and kind of brace for the elements, and that makes a degree of sense. Okay, so I've got a bishop. I thought it was here, but it's still on home space, and I checked. So now this is check against the enemy king. And there's only a few ways to defend it. The most popular is probably I'm predicting this pawn moves up. So I'm predicting a yellow here and a yellow here to kind of, yeah, exactly, to block the bishop's raise. It's not the most effective of all blocks because, well, I can just take it. But I'm currently examining whether knight here would be the better of the two options. If I play knight here, then yes, this is a pretty good move. Bishop takes. So bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes check, king up, and that's pretty good. But I like knight here better. So now my knight is threatening this. My bishop is hanging, so it's a little bit scary, but his bishop is hanging too. So now comes the moment of truth, and I think I play check. So I played check, and the issue is his king is actually surrounded. You can't see it, so there's no retreat squares. So he's going to have to put something in the way of the check. And whatever he puts in the way of the check, I can take, which is going to be really rough for him. And he's chosen to let his knight pass away, so that's a reasonable option, and I'm going to check him again. And he moved his king away, and I'm going to continue the king hunt. So I played check. My queen is here. It's now hitting the king. And he's running out of time. I've only spent 2 minutes on my moves, and he played here. Now I have a knight here, and it is attacking this square, and I have a queen here also attacking this square, and he has a queen here, which means the king can't run away. So when I move here, his king won't be able to run away, and if it moves here, my queen will nab it. If it moves here, my queen will nab it. If it moves here, my queen will nab it. And if he takes my queen, my knight is going to come in handy, and that's going to be the game. So that is checkmate. And I will show you that just in case you guys wanted to actually see the board. So we'll start with bases, and this is the end position. And this is what the game looked like. So I opened with my queen pawn. I got out pieces. I attacked that pawn. He ran away with a knight because it was threatened by my queen. I sacrificed my bishop here because when he takes, there's no easy way to defend the check. If he moves his queen up, I can take it because my knight is guarding it. And the king can't move anywhere, so he's got to let the knight go. And then this is going to be checkmate soon. He can move his queen in front, but then I can just take it because my knight is guarding that square. He can move his king here, but then knight here is checkmate because my bishop will attack it, and there's no way for the king to move. If he moves here, then the same move is in the game. And then this is checkmate because the king can't move there because the queen is in the way. The queen is threatening the king, and if the king tries to get aggressive and kill the king, well, then that's that. So anyway, that's my talent. Blindfold speed chess. Take care, guys.